Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to the Big Blue Offensive Podcast with Mike Trainer, Jay Jules, and John Depot. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the BBO NYG Podcast. I am Mike. That's Jules. That's John. Guys, another week, another win. But I got to start this question off, man. This question has been eating me alive because I've seen it on like Twitter. I've seen it on social media. Guys were complaining that Daniel Jones didn't pass in the fourth quarter. But if you looked at it, like Jules, I'm going to go to you first with this, but like what they did on this offense with that power run, and they just kept eating the clock. Jacksonville could not stop them. Why would you change it up? And then they did change it up when they did a read to Barkley, and then Daniel Jones just took off for fucking 30 yards because they didn't see it coming. They wore that defense out. Yet there's people still complaining that he didn't pass the ball in the fourth quarter. Well, all we just need to do is hit a field goal, go up 6. And if Barkley didn't step out of bounds, which I don't really think he did it. He gave himself up, and that gave them a minute. Otherwise, it would have been 37 seconds. And you know what happened then. So what do you think, Jules?
So, you know what? I'm going to do a little bit of foreshadowing here, right? And, just because when we get to the Haters Club, this will definitely tie back in, all right? But if Lamar Jackson would have taken over the fourth quarter with his legs, right? And he would have fucking ran down the field and would have done like a little handoff to Kenyon Drake or Dobbins or whoever was in the backfield, and he went down the field, it would be, oh my God, Lamar Jackson's electric. He's unbelievable. Look at this guy. He can do everything. He's a dual threat. He's amazing. He's got to be in the MVP conversation. No doubt about it, all right? But now, because you see Daniel Jones do it, and like you said, Mike, you pointed out something fantastic. Yeah, you're right. Yo, that defensive line, if you look at that and you go back and you just watch some of the first quarter when we had like one of our opening drives, man, Walker and Josh Allen, they were coming off the corner. They were crashing. They were blitzing. Yo, that defense looked electric. By the time we got to the fourth quarter and we were going on that last drive, dude, they looked lethargic. They looked tired. They were fucking getting blown off the line. I mean, it was literally what you talk about, like, almost with a prize fight, if you would, where the guy was just working the body. The Giants were working the body all day long. Yeah. And then you get into that 10th round, that championship round, and you start knocking the fucking champ around because he's exhausted, because you broke him down and really wore it in. And that's what you saw. And, getting back to the fucking, the slide out of bounds, dude, I don't understand the rule at all, okay? Because like it makes absolutely zero sense, because at some point in time, I don't remember. I think his last name is Cisco, right? Number 5 for Jacksonville. There was a clear time where Daniel Jones broke it up into the open field. He's running on like a bootleg or whatnot, gives himself up and slides, and Cisco's still able to fucking tackle him and land on top of him. No flag. Right. Yeah, no fucking flag. All right. That was just the one of fucking many that were just sort of overlooked. All right. So Barkley, like the rule is supposed to be, especially with a quarterback, that when you're running, the moment you start to slide, you give that shit up, plays dead. That's where they spot the ball. Dead. You could slide for another 15 fucking yards. It doesn't make a difference. The line of scrimmage where you slide. So that's where Barkley started to slide. I don't understand how he's not down there. Instead, because his left tippy toe fucking hit the fucking turf and his whole body wasn't down, he's somehow out of bounds. I don't fucking get it, dude.
And then they review it. They didn't have any timeouts. They review it. It's not.
It was under 2 minutes. It was under 2 minutes.
They can review that kind of play.
Let all the clock run down, the Giants were getting ready to call a timeout. It was like the fucking fix was in, and they called it down. They go, wait a minute, review that, and let's reverse it, and let's put like a minute and fucking 10 seconds back on the clock and shit.
They did, yeah.
But it was ridiculous because that whole sequence is out of control. So, John, I'm gonna let you comment, but I definitely want to get back to more talk about the fourth quarter, because the fourth quarter really pissed me off in this game.
Yeah, fourth quarter was crazy, but I mean, the slide with Saquon, I almost look at it as almost like a blessing in disguise, because it would have been nice, obviously, for him to have just gone down. They would have 25 seconds on the clock. It was an entire 40-second play clock that they would have wasted. So they would have had like 25 or 27 seconds left, and realistically, they probably wouldn't have moved the ball, and that would have been it. But the fact that it ended the way it did, it was almost like a second coming or a second version of Dable calling to go for 2 at the end of the Titans game, where it's back against the wall, do or die, make this fucking play and you win the game or not. And again, with not so much as 12 to 18 inches to spare, they fucking got it, bro. And that team's got to be fired the fuck up.
You talk about the stop at the goal line.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like that stop at the goal line doesn't happen if the fix wasn't in, like Jules said, just to use his words. You saw it all the way through the fourth. That 1 minute. It was. I think they ran 10 plays in fucking a minute and 3 seconds with no timeout. It was like an impossible task. So it was the most ridiculous thing ever. But the game itself, man. Yeah, I know we're gonna talk about Daniel Jones later, but you guys are talking about the prize fighter thing. It's almost like a Floyd Mayweather with Mike Tyson almost mixed together in the form of a football team. If you think about it from the standpoint that, what Tyson's left hook was what is like famous for, Floyd Mayweather just absorb body blows, just fucking stay with him. If it gets late, just fucking tee off on him. And that's exactly what the Giants are doing. But not only do they have the one back in Saquon Barkley to give it to, they also have a coaching staff that schemes almost fucking like dick out ballsy fucking calls creatively, and you have Daniel Jones. So not only do you have a left hook, you have a fucking right cross that'll shatter a jaw. And this is what the Giants are dealing with, or working with right now. And all these people complaining about fucking the stats. It's like, bro, are you not watching these games?
300 total yards.
Yeah, 300 total yards to Daniel Jones. They had like 400 and change yards as an offense. Like, you're complaining about an offensive output in the 420 yard range.
300 total yards and 2 touchdowns. Don't forget.
Even if you watched like every other drive of the game and you weren't paying attention because you had a red zone on, you're more worried about your fantasy team. Like, you don't even see the highlights, like the throws this kid was making, the runs that he was fucking making. I don't know, man. All I know is this fucking team, they are so far ahead of what like people think the schedule is. I know we were really like we thought that they would be a good team that had good players. We believe in Daniel Jones and stuff. But it's been fucking fun watching these games on Sundays, guys.
I got to get back, Jules. Like, towards the end of the game, when we stopped him on the goal line, like John was saying, like, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I picked it up. I don't want to criticize the guy because he just came back to us and, Landon Collins. But Landon was kind of staying like he was in that play. He was at the end of the play. He wasn't near the play per se, but he was kind of watching it from like, maybe like 5-6 yards away.
Yeah.
And the pass was completed. He just kind of stood there, and I was watching him. I'm like, all right, hurry up and go grab that guy, make sure he don't get in the end zone. So he did run over, but I noticed him trying to strip the ball. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, if you fucking strip that ball and that ball fucking decides to dribble in the end zone and they score a touchdown, I'm like, don't fucking do that. Tackle him. I'm like, you've been in the league for long enough. I know you haven't been in the league for the past few months or whatever, but I'm like, it got me like a little bit fucking annoyed. Like, I don't know if did you guys pick up on that at all?
I did. I think that you see a lot of the replays, and a lot of times the replays are in slow motion. He was like 5-6 yards away from the play. But also, if you watch the play in real time, was Christian Kirk is the one who caught the ball, I believe.
Yeah.
He jumped, and his momentum was carrying him into the end zone. So, upon initial him catching the ball, like Landon Collins seeing that from 15 feet away, his body's carrying him into the end zone. He's thinking that's a touchdown. All of a sudden, fucking Fabian Monroe, who we got to start talking about him because he's been playing fucking excellent. Just puts his knee in the ground.
Except for one play on that drive when it was fucking 4th and 15, he just fucking ran right past the fucking guy. I'm like, dude, turn around.
Who was basically a street free agent that no one knew his name before he came to the Giants. He's been playing excellent, allowing the team to fucking do what they need to do up front and be creative with the defense and stuff. So he made the play of the game, because if not for him tackling him the way that he did and just driving him back, like he basically caught Christian Kirk and pushed him back onto the field of play, held him long enough for 2 other Giants to grab him, McKinney and Love, who those 2 guys I fucking love. We got to talk about them too.
Pretty sweet.
They were able to fucking go in there and stop the play. It was fucking great, man. So much
I
fun.
mean, look, it's crazy. You guys talk about the Christian Kirk play and how Moreau fucking came up and stuck him and made the thing. It reminded me of that Thursday night game where you had Darnell Mooney cutting out in front, right in front when they were playing the Commanders. It was like last Thursday night. And literally, he's like, you thought Darnell Mooney scored on that play, and somehow the defenders kept him out of the end zone, and then he got tackled out of bounds eventually, right? Very, very similar. Same kind of thing. He had the momentum. I mean, it's crazy how sometimes these receivers just don't end up in the end zone versus the ones that do end up in the end zone. And taking nothing away from Christian Kirk, but they should have never been in that position. All right. You go back, and this is where that fourth quarter was like literally getting out of hand. I mean, you go back, and like I said, the slide where Cisco basically hit Jones was in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? Like that was a fourth quarter play that they just fucking ignored. Not only that, I saw more helmet to helmet, hands to the face type contact to Daniel Jones, where it's like, wait a minute, the quarterbacks weren't supposed to get hit like that. You so many times you get smacked in his fucking
multiple
face.
Times got hit in the face with a helmet.
It'll call shit, right? So, I think I saw like one or two hits on Trevor Lawrence too that went down that way. So I was like, hey, you know what? They're letting them fucking ball today. Like, cool. You know what I mean? Like, if that's just the way it's going, as long as that's going on both ends of the fucking field, I don't really give a shit because we're fucking playing. But when you then turn around and yes, you're right. So there was a blown fucking play. They lit it up. They get that 4th and 15. They're running down the fucking field. And Trevor Lawrence got drilled by Dexter Lawrence, by the way. So there was a Lawrence kind of connection there.
He grabbed him by a jersey.
Dude.
What the fuck was that?
Ridiculous that they called the fucking late hit on that.
Still can't believe it.
Gave him an extra 15 yards. Well, Christian Kirk doesn't even come close.
One finger on the jersey.
Right? And none of that gets mentioned by any of this fucking media or any of this fucking bullshit. All right.
Nobody.
It's just, oh my God, it was so close. Dable actually went on. I don't remember what it was, to be honest with you. At the end of this game, he goes, look, we made that harder on ourselves than we had to. Literally said
All the
that.
players
right?
did that too, though.
And it's the truth. They did.
Yeah.
But like part of it was the referees. And I hate fucking saying that the referees change games and they do this type of stuff. But that game was over on the interception, and they called the phantom defensive holding. He didn't even touch him. He caressed the side of his hip or something for 2 seconds. Like didn't even change the trajectory of his route or anything. And yet fucking they're like, oh, flag. It was like, even the announcers were like, yeah, I don't really see how they called that one, but okay.
Multiple times. And Mark Schlereth is a known Giants hater and never fucking likes to say a good thing about the Giants.
Yeah, never.
And he was even saying like, this is getting ridiculous at this point. Yeah. And then even if you watched, I don't really spend much time watching ESPN and stuff like that, just because it's basically the same show over and over again. But I'll watch some clips here and there online. I'll catch them on Twitter, whatever the case is. And even there was comments about them, even like ESPN radio and shit, comments about the referees. And you got to think, the last few years, you don't really hear that much. And mostly the reason is because these sports books are like one of the biggest advertising partners that ESPN and all these companies have. So you're not going to hear them openly saying all the refs are fixing games, while they're cashing checks from the people who be fixing them. So the fact that that was even said, that shows you how ridiculous it was.
It was fucking straight up ridiculous. But fuck these refs, man. Let's talk more about the fucking game. We had one of the greatest plays I've seen was our rookie of the year, man. K. Tibbs with that hustle, fucking running down the fucking field, full speed to catch Travis. I'm like, look at this fucking guy. You tell me they're not going to play that in the locker room over and over again? I mean, this dude, God. Like we said last week, how smart he was with holding on to Lamar Jackson and then, pretty much tackling him so they could go after the ball. I mean, this guy he's got the fucking brains. He's got the athletics. I'm telling you, he's probably going to be fucking rookie of the year, man. Like, what a great hustle play, man. And just the whole defense just hustling. They're in it with each other. McKinney with the stripped on Travis again when he's running towards the end zone, and Love picked it up and he did the smart thing, and Love ran out of bounds in the end zone instead of trying to run it out in the end zone for like a 5-yard gain, which happens a lot more than people think. Just a terrific outing by the defense. Even though they were undermanned again, they were missing guys, and then more injuries happen again. We lost Evan Neal. We lost. I think
Bredesen.
who's the other guard?
Bredesen.
Bredesen. We lost him, but I tell you, man, that guy Phillips that played right tackle, man, yo, he was fucking solid, man. He was solid.
He was, when you talk about next man up, like Phillips really stepped up the fucking game.
I could believe
if anything, right? Because like they were getting pressure off the corner and everything, because listen, it was making me a little jealous in the first quarter because I was looking at how Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen were really getting in there off the corners and shit. And I'm like, fuck, man, that should be Ojulari and Thibs right now. But we haven't had them really on the same fucking field together 100% healthy for multiple games, right? You know what I'm saying? So, like, you see that and you're like, fuck, that should be all fucking our D-line like that. So, like, it was taking a little bit away from it. Look, I to comment on what you were saying, Mike, I am really, dying to see what this line is going to look like when and if Ojulari comes back. Listen,
Thanksgiving.
Hopefully it's just an IR stint and he's back healthy for Dallas again, right?
Yep.
And this time in fucking Dallas. So we'll definitely need it. It will be interesting because right now the thing with Thibs is that he gets a lot of pressure, right? You see the pressure nonstop, but he's not getting the sacks right now, So it's tough to deal with. And, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because there's not a lot of pressure from the opposite end or so like the quarterback can kind of just slide in that pocket. I don't know what it is, but then I really want to see it because that's where it's lacking, right? You start comparing him to Micah Parsons, who's in or Micah Parsons, who's in our fucking division. Fucking Micah, fuck him. And, and you start getting the comparisons and you can't. And that guy's like, Dallas was, oh my God, look at how he dominates the field and he's all over the place and he's up the middle and he's this and that. And it's like, man, you want Thibs to be that guy, and he's not quite yet. So that's where I'll start to kind of like knock him, only because it's like the potential's there. You could see the upside and you're just like dying for it.
Jules, how many holding calls, Jules?
Yeah.
You've seen it on TV, right? How blatant was some of those holding calls? I mean, he seemed like he's getting the rookie treatment. Fuck that. If he's getting held, he's getting held.
That's what it is. And that's the thing. That's what that's where like it really upsets me because they really get to a point where they play favorites. And look, Michael Jordan is probably the first athlete to ever really come out and make that publicly known. Yep. At least he did it in an era where there was a lot more media outlets, so you were able to hear it more. I'm sure the guys said it in the 70s and in the early 80s as well in multiple sports. But it's so true, man. You see the way Daniel Jones gets hit. If Tom Brady was getting hit like that, it'd be flag. No, Patrick Mahomes, Josh out, flag. You know what I'm saying? And like you see the same thing. Like, Micah Parsons gets fucking nothing. Like if someone holds him like that. There was a couple of times where I saw like Parsons and Thibs almost in like a headlock. And he's going to the line. The guy's arm is like literally across his whole fucking neck. And then I call it shit. I'm like, dude. I'm like, he's got me in the head. Like, looks like I'm watching WWE for a minute.
Dude, especially that last drive.
It's annoying, dude. It really is.
Jules, the last drive, he had him in a chokehold. And I'm like, throw the goddamn flag. That would have been game over right there.
They wrap it up. Like, there was so many things that happened in that last drive that just should have wrapped the game up. I mean, I forgot who tweeted it out, but it was amazing. They ran 10 plays for whatever amount of yards in a minute and 4 seconds with no timeouts. And no other point in the game did anything else like that occur.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
no other point probably in any game ever, bro.
Never.
How could you do that? How do you go the entire length of the field in 10 plays without a timeout and just not completing passes?
I tried doing it in Madden.
Passes the entire time.
Doesn't work.
And there was no run plays either. It was basically all the penalty yards.
Fuck it, I
don't want to spend
bro.
I don't want to spend too much time complaining about the negatives about fucking the game. We won, and there's so much positive shit going on right now with this team. You can go up and down the roster. Look at Dexter Lawrence. He's having a fucking
out because look, I'll be honest with you guys. Like, it makes me nervous, and it's a lot of that old school shit. I was mentioning that earlier in the year where when Buffalo went down to Miami, how they put them out in the sun. They did that old school shit to them where like they tried to take every advantage of being at home field, right? And they were getting calls too. Well, that's what we saw down in Jacksonville. Granted, we were smart enough to bring fucking tents.
Are you still talking about the penalties?
Yeah, no, I'm just talking in general. How like playing on the road, you see these type of things, and it's going to be difficult. And this is what makes me concerned about going into Seattle this coming Sunday.
That was just really bad with the Jacksonville fucking plays.
Yeah, of course it was. I mean, that was
it was crazy. It was crazy to watch.
Fuck that. let's move on.
Well,
Fuck those
listen,
refs. Fuck that team.
if you want to strike on a positive note, I'll lead
Let's
off.
talk about
one,
Danny
right?
Jones.
Since I always kind of, like I get a little hard on my man Daniel, all right. But that's only because, like, I'm like one of those like older brothers in a sense where I just want to see him fucking do better. I see the potential starting to break out on him. That's why I'm hard on Thibs, right? So you guys know I was tweeting out a couple of times. I was commenting in our chat where like I was like, yo, he's still throwing the ball behind the receiver, like stupid shit like that. And I know it gets a rise out of you guys a little bit, but at the same time,
of course it does. Right now,
it's true, man.
You
Put
saying
the fucking ball in front of the guy, But you know what? Guys want to joke and say, he didn't throw the ball in the fourth quarter. Who is he throwing the ball to? Wendell Robinson didn't even play in the fucking last drive of that fourth quarter, right? We had guys that were dropping passes.
Everything.
Touchdown passes. It was disgusting, all right? And that's another foreshadow. But here's another cool thing that was tweeted out. I retweeted it myself. And it was about the quarterback rankings or ratings per week, each week for Daniel Jones, right? So week 1, he started off ranked 28th. Okay, whatever. Week 2, he got down to 23rd. Week 3, he got down to 21st.
He's getting better.
Week 4 of this season, he was down to 3rd. Week 5, he was 5th. Week 6, he was 4th. And week 7 that just passed, he finished 2nd in QB rating.
So he's getting better.
What the fuck do you want this man to do?
Oh my God, John, we got to go
criticize him a little like I do. Cool. But other than that, like, shut the fuck up already. Like, come on.
We got to go to John about this talk about Daniel Jones, because I think, like, John, right before I go to you, I think Evan Ingram, like when he went Saturday to visit the Giants before the game, I think he gave him like some kind of like voodoo curse that made the whole fucking Giants wide receivers just drop everything for Daniel Jones. We had like 8 drops and we still actually fucking win the game, which is fucking crazy. I think just a little fun fact before I go to you, John. Daniel Jones, do you know Daniel Jones has more rushing yards than Najee Harris, the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Really?
You know that? Yeah, it's crazy.
CEH.
There's
a couple of running backs on that. CEH who blew up and they were like, oh my God, look how nasty he's been for Kansas City. He's got more rushing yards. And he's done it in less rushing attempts. So he's got more rushing yards than those guys in less attempts.
Every run is like 6 yards or 15 yards.
Those bootlegs are nasty, dude.
Bro, I was literally waiting for you to stop so I could just say he's literally like the new like Houdini of the fucking NFL, bro. His ball fakes, he's been deking cameramen since his first game of his career, but now it's comical at this point. The cameras can't follow. Like when you watch him, the cameraman can't follow the play. It's usually having to fucking make some kind of shifty order correcting. And the fact that they're incorporating Breida and Robinson and these like misdirections and stuff like that, it's only going to get better. But he is. It's like watching a hockey game and you're not really a big hockey fan. You're just trying to follow the puck and you can't. And it's the same exact thing. And if you watch like the game tape. You watch the all 22, you watch the game tape, like every defender basically is getting fooled. All of them, they're snapping their head to the running back, and then Daniel Jones is just running around, and he's just got a half a field of just green grass. He lay down, fucking have a cup of tea, and then run for the first down.
He did do it his opening game. Like, remember when he won that first game in Tampa on 4th down? He ran right up the middle for a touchdown. I'm like, holy shit! Now we got a fucking weapon. Amazing.
I gave him a nickname though.
One more thing I gotta jump in about Daniel Jones before I fucking forget. No. This is actually. Oh, listen,
don't be negative. Don't be negative.
This is gonna be the Jules episode.
Don't be negative,
guys. Remember how I was saying over the summer that I wanted to see Daniel play with a little fire. I wanted to see it, and you guys, he's a quiet leader. He leads by example. He's like, man, fuck that. He's not. All right, because in that fourth quarter, my man was over on the sidelines getting jacked up. All right, and I retweeted this part out as well, where he was so pumped on the sidelines, grabbing guys and fucking like high five and all shit, that the quarterback coach actually runs up to him and almost tries to say, "Oh, Dan, calm down a little bit." And you see Dable sprinting across the sideline, pushes the fucking quarterback coach out of the way, and fucking pounded there. He's like, "Yo, good shit, baby. Get up out of here. Go say what's up to your team."
He literally bodies
I didn't really catch that in full sequence during the game because I was still fucking just pumped about shit. But seeing it in a replay later on, I was like, dude, that's fucking awesome, bro. Like, I fucking love Dable even more now. Like, are you fucking kidding me? That's great.
But Jules, this has been built. This is frustration has been built probably for the last 3 years. Jones was like, just give me a goddamn wide receiver that can catch the fucking ball, please. I'm sick of hearing it on social media. I'm sick of hearing it every bar I fucking go to. I can throw the goddamn fucking football. Just give me somebody that can catch. I mean, look what happens. Like, with Arizona, they got D-Hop back. All of a sudden, Kyler Murray fucking looks good, right? Then all of a sudden, you see Aaron Rodgers. He lost, Devontae Adams, right? All of a sudden, he's come down to earth. Do those quarterbacks suck? Or does it just happen to be like, hey, maybe you need somebody to fucking throw the ball to in the NFL, considering it's a wide receiver game now? But that's just me. What do I know?
It's just a team sport in general.
Team
You
sport.
need adequate talent at 11 positions to be fucking, some type of a successful team. And Daniel Jones, Jules, you made the point. I think he's right now the 4th highest or the 6th highest ranked quarterback overall in the league in QBR. Also, he is the first quarterback in NFL history. The first quarterback in NFL history. I just want to repeat that. I'm going to say it one more time. The first quarterback in a 100-year-old league, the first quarterback to have 5 come from behind wins in the team's first 7 games.
And he's leading the league by far. Yeah.
He's leading the league by far, but he lapped history. I just need you to understand. No one has ever done it before. He's the first one to do it. And obviously, listen, that doesn't mean he's the best quarterback of all time, because a lot of other quarterbacks, they'll just have a lot of other teams will just have the lead going in, and there's no time for them to make a comeback because they've already, been the one leading through the game. But be that as it may, what it tells you not is maybe the team around him isn't as good as it needs to be, but what it tells you about him in pressure moments, especially this season, contract year, his entire career mortality hanging in the balance, he's fucking coming up, bro. He's got ice in his veins. I said it in the group chat, bro. We got to call this guy Sub-Zero. He is a
Danny
member
Ice.
of the Lin Kuei, whether
Danny
he knows
Ice.
it or not.
Danny Ice, baby.
No, that's a nickname that was already done. But I do have a new nickname for him. And we've been calling him Daniel Motherfucker Jones, right? That's what the joke is about him.
Yeah.
I want to start calling him Daniel Motherfuck You Jones.
Little parentheses in there for the haters.
Yeah, exactly.
Out there in the world. Yeah. Fucking
Motherfuck you. Dan Orlovsky and all the other motherfuckers that are just sitting. Stephen A. Smith. I just hate them. We'll talk about it, but fucking
Jr. Mina Kimes,
all of
laughing.
them, all of us. It's crazy. But I don't know, man.
Well, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about the preview of the next Seattle game? Jules?
I'm gonna get that one real quick though. I should have mentioned this when I was talking about Daniel Jones coming out and like going on the sideline. He actually started doing that right before halftime. When that pass was dropped by that fucking practice league fucking wide receiver, dude, he was like, catch the fucking ball.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, hell
That's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
fucking time, man.
Things like that is the difference between millions and millions of dollars for him.
Of course.
So if he doesn't make those plays, what if he doesn't come back to the Giants? Does any other team gonna be giving him a $40 million fucking contract, whether it takes him 1 year or 3 years to make the $40 million? Is he getting it anywhere?
I really think
no. He needs his receivers to step up and fucking make plays.
I really
for
think
his own financial security and also for his career fucking legacy.
I was gonna say, I really think those speaking contract, if since you mentioned it, I could really see a franchise tag on him next year. I could really see that being what the Giants do.
Yeah.
Because that is the smart play. Because you would want the fan base, you want the coaching staff, you want to see it.
Pay your own guys.
Better personnel around them. And it makes sense. You know what I mean? And if he survives,
I don't think he does.
Another year, then boom, we paid a motherfucker. You know what I mean?
See, here's the problem with that.
Trying to think that we should pay him 3 years, this amount, just fucking franchise the guy. That's it.
Hold on, John. Jules, this obviously free agency, it rarely fucking works in the NFL. You try to go get free agents, you're trying to patch up your team. I don't give a fuck about getting a whole bunch of money for fucking free agents. It never fucking works. It rarely works. What we hit on.
Get guys, dog.
What we hit on,
here and there.
Yeah, here and there, like a Plaxico, like our Dory Jackson. Okay, I see that.
With the Eagles.
You don't need
this players that are doing shit.
Pay your players, right?
Von
pay
Miller
your
on
guys.
Buffalo,
Yeah, I mean, but these guys, like, they sign for kind of cheap after they get cut sometimes. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
Odell did with the Rams. Okay, I could see that happen, but I'm sick of, like, I don't want the big free agent name. I want our guys to get paid. I want this young team.
Yes.
I want the players that play well. I want them to build something here, which they're doing. I want them to get rewarded for it. Keep those
Yeah.
guys. I mean, now we're seeing moves like, all right, at the trade deadline, which is in a week from now, you're seeing Dallas made the move for Hankins. Jonathan Hankins going to Dallas. You know, we've seen Philly making moves. I want us to make a move. I don't care about this long-term fucking plan. The plan became now because we're 6-1. We need a fucking weapon. Go get a fucking wide receiver, or now at a tight end with Bellinger pretty much almost losing a fucking eye. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I was so
Get
mad
somebody.
when
Get
that
a weapon.
happened.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
got-
I still
you-
know
you
what's
gotta.
out there, but yeah, yeah.
So the question coming into the season was, okay, let's see how Joe Shane builds this roster. Let's see how Dable not only helps build the roster, but also coaches the team and creates a fucking a football team in his image. And then after that, the question was, what do we do with Saquon Barkley? Can he regain his own form? Then the question was, what do we do with Daniel Jones? What is he? What could he be? And you're 7 weeks into the season. You're over a third of the way through at this point,
Crazy.
and you've gotten resounding yeses. So much so emphatically yes with Dable, with Shane so far with his draft picks, almost all of them contributing. Unfortunately, a few of them are hurt right now, but we've seen all of them contribute up and down the entire draft board.
Yep.
Then you look at guys like Daniel Jones. I mean, he's the talk of the NFL right now for a reason, bro. And he's not lighting it up with stats like we talked about earlier. So now your question's answered. You have a quarterback. You want to call him a franchise quarterback, whatever semantics you want to fucking use. But the fact of the matter is, you have a legitimate winning quarterback that has a lot of talent in a lot of different ways and has the mental makeup to not only play in the NFL, but play in New York and play in high pressure situations. If you don't think that that's the recipe for a good quarterback, you are not fucking watching. You don't know what you're watching on Sundays. You need to take up a different sport. Because look at everything that fucking happens. Yankees just lost game 4 of the ALCS to the Astros in embarrassing fashion. And it was because in the 8th inning, Gleyber Torres and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, they fucking folded because of the pressure to get the double play, threw the ball wrong. Dude went to go receive it wrong, folded under the pressure, and now they're home watching Houston again for the 3rd time in fucking 6 years, playing the World Series on their backs. So you got like, I lost my train of thought thinking about the fucking.
That's all right. No worries.
It's okay. Preview time. Let's preview. I don't have really nothing to say. I just said we're underdogs again. We're going to Seattle. I'm betting the Giants again. I mean, I fucking keep winning every week, so I might as well take the 3 fucking points. I'm good. And Geno Smith don't fucking worry me. That's all I got to say about this game.
Well, here's another thing with that, right? Where literally they're fucking hyping up Geno Smith. They're hyping up Zach Wilson. They're hyping. And all these quarterbacks get hyped up, right? And if you look at their numbers, they ain't fucking doing that much. It's not like Geno Smith is the league in fucking passing in yards and touchdowns, because he's not. All right. But he's playing better than he has his whole career, which is hats off. Hell of a game. Look, this is going to be another tough game. Okay. We're going to go into Seattle where they're already known for their crowd. It's going to be loud. It's going to be, we're going to have to be fucking super disciplined, stay on sides, a lot of silent counts. That's how you got to go in there and approach this. DK Metcalf, he's still up in the air. That's huge.
Yeah,
if you don't have DK Metcalf, that's fucking huge. That's a huge blow for them. But that kid, Ken Walker, is running like a beast as a rookie behind that offensive line that was supposed to be a question mark. Pete Carroll's a hell of a fucking coach, man. He is going to know how to coach this, because we're kind of running a similar type of system that he's been running for a bunch of years. That run first, wear you down, play defense. That's Pete Carroll all day, man. And they're at 4-3 on top of the NFC West. This is not an easy game. There's a reason why the Giants are a 3-point underdog this week, all right? To me, in all honesty, I think from a betting perspective, it's a trap game. I don't know what to do with this game just yet. Like, I would like to make sure the DK's out. I'd like to make sure, certain people are playing or are not playing. It's gonna be interesting when we get there on Sunday.
I think Seattle's defense isn't going to have an answer for what now the Giants rounding into form, especially. Who knows? Maybe they make a fucking trade this week. Who knows? Who knows what happens? It doesn't need to happen next week. It could happen this week. Who knows? Maybe you get fucking somebody out there. Maybe, God, imagine Tony comes back this week. Who knows? But I don't know. I mean, they're a good team. They're playing well. But I mean, I don't know how you could watch the last 7 weeks of the NFL and think that the Giants can't win this game. And I haven't heard anybody say that the Giants can't win this game, but it's just another one of those situations where you sit down, it's the 4:30 game this week, which is a little annoying. I hate having to wait till 4:30, even though it does kind of open up the day a little bit.
I love it. I can drink more.
Yeah, sure.
For my sober October.
Yeah, for sober October, man, Sunday. But it's going to be a fun game. I think this will be one of those games where you will see a lot of scoring. I think there might be this would be a week that the Giants not only score 30, but will probably come close to giving up 30, unless Wink just puts on a masterclass, which I will not pretend like that can't happen. Geno Smith isn't Aaron Rodgers, isn't Lamar Jackson, and if we were able to kind of contain them and make them fucking pedestrian, we'll be able to make Geno Smith fucking pedestrian, especially if DK is not on the field.
All right, well, there you go. That's the preview of the game. I guess I'm ready to take
7-1.
Quick commercial break. But you're right, John. With this creative offense by Kafka, I mean, who would have thought, like, even going to the Jacksonville game, watching them come out just passing the ball right away, it kind of threw Jacksonville off. And hopefully we come out with some more things during that Seattle game. But we'll take a quick commercial break. We'll come back with the Haters Club. These guys got some nominations because I hogged up the nominations last week. And of course, our pick 'em pool. We'll be right back on the BBO NYG podcast. All right, we are back on the Big Blue Offensive Podcast. Giants 6-1, about to be 7-1. Guys, It's that time again. Hate. The Haters Club, hate and debate.
Welcome all you ignorant ass bitches, critics, complainers, disgruntled rappers, and racists especially, to the 9th annual International Player Haters Ball. Oh man, hate.
We like to go after the haters or the debaters or both. So who wants to start it off, guys? I got one person, but I'll save that to the end. Hater.
I think Jules should go.
All right, so I got no problem leading off on this one because it caught me by surprise on Monday afternoon when I was seeing this tweeted out all over the place. I forget what are the fucking morning shows, right? You have Rex Ryan on it, and you have my fucking nomination for it, Dan Orlovsky, right? Is that pretty good?
There you go.
There? All right.
There you go, Jules.
All right, Dan Orlovsky.
Good job.
Who apparently played like 12 years in the NFL as a quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I tweeted it out. I'm like, bro, you're over here criticizing a quarterback who's 6-1, and you were like literally jumping if you watch the video, like around like a little kid, like he was like fucking on like 17 cups of coffee or something, and like wanted to like go back at Rex Ryan because Rex Ryan said one thing, and here was what all the foreshadowing was about with all the comments that I had made earlier in the day. Basically, what happened, if you haven't seen it, is that Dan Orlovsky basically was just like, it's all defense, and Daniel Jones has done absolutely nothing to win with this team. He's a makeshift quarterback. He's not a franchise quarterback. He shouldn't be starting. All this, like, ripping him. And it's like, dude, he's 6-1, number one, right? And Rex Ryan basically goes at him, and I'm paraphrasing a lot of this. And basically he's like, dude, he goes, if this was Lamar Jackson, he goes, and he does this kind of stuff, we're over there super praising him. And he's like, don't ever say Lamar Jackson and Daniel Jones in the same sentence. And it's like, dude, calm down. Even Rex was like, bro, relax. He goes, I understand that Lamar is a lot more explosive. He goes, but like, look at what he ran for. Who are his receivers? He's like, dude, if you gave Daniel Jones Lamar's receivers, he'd probably have 200-300 yards passing this past week. They're like, you'll get off of it, because even Greeny, who doesn't really say that much like that, was getting pissed at him.
He was getting pissed.
It was ridiculous. Like,
love
the fact that they handled it, so I don't really have to throw him under the bus as much. But like, dude, it's like, man, you want to talk about hating? Just because your 12-fucking-year career in the NFL is garbage that nobody will remember doesn't mean you got to hate on this man who's having a fucking career. Yeah.
So even Mina Kimes, like she started laughing. The blonde, she's the cute little Asian chick on there. She's fucking hot. I ain't gonna lie, I fucking love her. But
Really?
yeah, she was fucking dogging. Danny, she still don't believe in Danny Dimes. The blonde still don't believe in Danny Dimes. The only person was like Jules was right, like Rex and Greeny was the only one stepping up in the defense. I love those fucking two guys now.
That was great, dude. That was fantastic.
They've been too. And what the funniest part is last year, or maybe it wasn't last year, I think it was last year. Dan Orlovsky would put these videos out like weekly about praising Daniel Jones.
Yeah, weird, right?
And then now all of a sudden he's
that.
acting like the kid's a fucking I don't even know what. It's a remarkable turnaround that one thing and one thing only satisfies both narratives. So you have the New York media market and a player who wasn't successful in the league, is known for one of the most boneheaded plays in the history of the league, running out of the back of the end zone for a fucking safety. So now he is, okay, I'm going to go into broadcasting. I'm going to go be on NFL Live or whatever the fuck show he's on. And he's trying to make a career, obviously make as much money as humanly possible, become a household name, which he's successfully doing it so far. But he's using the New York market again in this way, completely turns heel on Daniel Jones, a quarterback that he defended with the offensive scheme last year, and now is all of a sudden treating him like this way. The only thing that's like that, he just wants more clicks, he wants more attention. There's 8 million people in New York City plus the surrounding area. You're talking about 25 million people that are in the fucking New York media market.
Shut your mouth, Dan.
I just think that's it. It's just a business move. That's the only thing that makes any sense is a business move.
You're right. You're right.
Right.
And honestly, if you're watching the games, you just can't say it. What he's doing, the adjectives are remarkable. They're inspiring. Those are the words you would use to describe Daniel Jones' play. Just deadly accurate, quick decision making, the Houdini ball tricks, the athleticism. He fucking shook a defender, got around a quarterback for a first down. Like a cornerback shook him to fucking go around for a first down, rounding up the sidelines. He almost broke a fucking 70-yard run if it wasn't for the fact that he got hip checked a little bit and it threw him off his balance. So, it doesn't make any sense for him to say that, defending Daniel Jones last year, and now he's saying what he's saying.
You're right, though.
It's just a business.
It's all clickbait, John. All right, John, who do you have on this week of haters? I seen
originally it was some of the guys that you were just talking about, including Stephen A. Smith, and he was going to be my nominee because when he did his top 5 rankings, which is just a segment on a show, basically. Yeah, it's not really even it doesn't anything official of any kind, but put the Bengals and the Cowboys both in front of the Giants, and said, "Oh, it was like maybe the Jets and the Giants. They're honorable mention. They're 6 and 7 or whatever it would be." But I'm not talking about record. I'm talking about the quality of the team. And now that Dak is back, Daniel Jones is the 3rd best quarterback in the league or whatever he was saying, and everybody else is flipping out like they're 6 and 1. They're like basically an unbeatable team. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But then I decided I had this one kid. I just sent you a screenshot, and this is going to be our nominee officially.
I see you go after
John at Claxton's season. So we were talking about the interception that got called back on Daniel Jones. He threw a ball. He got hit in the face as he was throwing the ball, or a split second later, like his eyes didn't see this 6'4", 240-pound man running at him full clip, and his face is 6 inches away. Like that didn't affect a throw at all. But he goes, he got hit after release. ... Let's not pretend DJ is a good QB.
It's crazy. That's crazy.
How do you say it?
So he's got to be like a Philly fan or a Washington fan or Dallas fan, I assume. You can't call yourself a Giants fan. It's going to be that kind. Yeah, it's got to be a burner. Like, who the fuck are you?
Maybe it's one of those fucking Russian troll bots.
Is it Jalen Hurts? Is it Jalen Hurts with his fucking account? His little troll account coming after us?
Russian troll account.
Yeah, these people, man, they call themselves fans. It's fucking weird, man. If you're a fan, you just root for your guy in the blue.
Like I said, you're a fan. You can criticize on critiquing a guy.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're like, you just want to see him take that next step, baby.
Listen, Jules, I'm all about that. That's perfectly fine. But if you're gonna keep calling him like he sucks, he's just a now
he's not a real quarterback. He's go fuck
game
yourself,
manager.
6-1.
Oh, that's
manager.
the worst. Now I
It's
got
just
people
like-
saying like he's an above game manager now because he won another game. Now he's above a game manager. What's above game manager? What vocabulary you want to use for that?
And he's more than that.
Now he's just
the thing about Daniel
he's
Jones.
just a playmaker. The fuck?
He's
Since
above
he's been in the
average,
league,
you know, he's above average NFL quarterback now. Oh, okay.
Blow me, people, blow me.
Since he's been in the league, he's shown exactly what he's showing right now. Now he's elevated his game somewhat, but his athleticism, his ball placement, his overall quarterback play, his arm talent, they were all there. It just wasn't consistent enough because the offensive line, the offensive scheme, and the wide receiver was throwing to the trifecta of things a quarterback would need to move a ball an inch. None of those three things were up to NFL standards, NFL caliber to be able to be even a remotely decent offense. Especially the scheme thing with fucking Jason Garrett. Like, I wish I could like wake up in an alternate reality where somehow, some way, not Joe Judge, I guess whoever, just let's say fucking hired Brian Dable before they hired Pat Shermer.
Yeah, but he wasn't
was
Brian Dable before that,
Who knows? He's been in the league for 25 years.
Everything happens when it happens, and it happens for a reason.
It happens for a reason, and he's certainly the guy for smoking cigars after games with fucking fans and shit like that.
Great, dude.
He's really leaning into. He's really leaning into. He's like the darling of the NFL as far as coaches. Not a person on earth is saying anything about him being the coach of the year right now.
There's some rumors. There's some going around. There is.
When
it's just
that
at this
Carroll,
point in
because
time,
all of a
there's a lot
sudden
of
Geno Smith looks like a functional quarterback. But they're two wins behind us right now.
Jules, when
it's basically a mile in the NFL.
Jules, Sean, when Sopranos get like rebooted, you know Dable's gonna play fucking Tony Soprano. You know that, right? You know that's the real deal. All right, so I got to get into my guy, my nomination. I think I nominated him before, so I'm not gonna really spend that much time on him. But he's Corey at Coreyega 4. I think you guys heard about them. So I put that tweet about like OBJ. Listen, when OBJ because I'm thinking he's still gonna sign with the Giants, OBJ, and I just wrote Twitter like, listen, OBJ, I want him to redeem himself, but he should, pretty much, show some accountability for basically like all the shit he did, all the shit that are facts out there. He's 3 fights with 3 different teams. We all seen that, the fake peeing on the field, that dumbass interview. Now me and him and Corey were having a good debate on it. We're going back and forth. But then he kind of threw me like in this, but what about Tom Brady when he throws an iPad or yells at his teammates? I'm like, if OBJ just threw an iPad, and I've seen him yell at teammates before, I'm like, that's fucking fine. So I'm like, what are you trying to say? But then he comes at me like this. He's like, you know what? You don't know me. And 2, like the player that was a teammate of OBJ's talked about his character. He's like, just tell the truth. You don't like the man because he's a confident black player. You would call it arrogance and a cancer. I'm like, dude. I'm like, first off, I'm just stating facts. It wasn't like even a criticism of OBJ in reality. I was just stating the facts that I want him to show accountability. I'm just saying what he did. This is what he actually did. There's videos on YouTube. You could go watch it if you don't remember, Corey. So I'm like, to say that, I was like, you know what? I'm like, I looked at his profile pictures. It's OBJ in a jersey. So now I just assume he's black. And I'm like, you know what? Why the fuck would I give a shit about whether Tom Brady's white or black, whether OBJ's white or black? If he's an asshole, he's a fucking asshole. That's it. That's fucking the whole point of it. And just to throw that kind of arrogant fucking tweet out there about that, it was insulting. And I was a little bit fucking offended by it, to be honest with you. But I'm just talking fucking football. You got to play the race card in this. Yo, fuck that, man. I don't play that shit. It was a good debate. We're going back and forth. It was good. I enjoyed the debate. I love going after these people on Twitter. It's fun. But when you do some kind of shit like that, man, I can't take your debates like, seriously anymore. I just think it was uncalled for. But what am I expecting? I'm on fucking Twitter at fucking during the game when I'm drinking like 10,000 beers on my sober October.
I've seen that faggot do that shit with a dozen people before. No, don't fucking bleep it. Let him listen.
All right. I mean,
so that's just
man, I'm dead here.
The weak person who would automatically just go straight to that just for the sake of saying, you know what, I'm gonna just throw this conversation off. I don't give a fuck about talking about this anymore. I just want to have some fucking fun. That's all that is. That's just a fucking some weak faggot shit. That's all.
I agree.
For real.
I definitely agree.
That's that. You know,
that is right. But you know, we could have hate debate, make it all fun. We don't have to take it like that seriously. You know what I'm saying? So just like we like to have a good time on this fucking podcast. Just don't go kind of like a low
There's
blow
no need
like
for
that.
it.
No need for it, man. I mean, just because I'm like a little bit offended. He sees like the color of my skin, like on the podcast. He knows what I look like, you know, from when I was posting my actually Twitter. Like just to come after me like that, I kind of thought was kind of a low blow.
You know, it is too. Like
you
put him in a situation where he lost that debate, so he just fucking he was like throwing out something that's a dirty move right there.
That's it.
And try to twist it up a little.
Try to make it something that it's not. Yeah, he's trying to win back the debate or whatever. Yeah. So it is what it is, man. But anyway, moving on, guys. It's that time again where Jules is just gonna talk and drive you insane. It's the pick-up pool. The pick-up pool, guys. Rai is in the lead. He's at 73. He's pulling far ahead. Mike Birdie's right behind him at 70. But our big blue offensive pockets, we're at 62, guys. We got to make a little run.
We had a bad week. We had a bad week.
We definitely had a fucking bad week, man. I told you I did like the fucking Bears last night. I didn't like New England. I told you guys.
Yeah, listen.
But I was wrong on a lot of things.
Override, Mike. You got to use the override, bro. I'm leading in the league. I've been leading in our little team here.
I know you should have, but you guys were so good at convincing me to take New England that I just went against myself. But I'm not letting that happen this week. So the first game,
done.
Tampa Bay. Fuck Tampa Bay. I took them in my fucking survivor pool. Tampa Bay's at home. They're actually getting 2 points against the Ravens. Remember what I said before? Tom Brady don't look like Tom Brady. He lost his center and lost his 2 guards. That interior is getting crushed, and I'm just going to think it's going to continue to happen. They can't run the ball now either. So Tom Brady kind of looks like Daniel Jones did a couple years ago when he had no offense line. Funny how that works out. I'm taking the Ravens.
So weird.
John, who do you like?
You're taking the Ravens?
Yeah.
Is this the end of Tom Brady? It's basically where we're at right now.
I mean, it did.
All I'll say is this: it's been a pleasure in certain aspects, especially in February of 2012, February 2008, watching Tom Brady play, because those were the months that the Giants won the Super Bowl twice against Tom Brady. But in all reality, he is the greatest of all time as far as a quarterback, and probably just an NFL player, or maybe even an American athlete in general.
He's allowed
few
to
people have dominated such a violent sport like this for such a long time. With all that being said, I think this actually might be the end for him. So I'm actually going to go Ravens here.
Ravens it is.
Go Ravens, huh?
Yeah.
Look, this is a tough game to bet. You know, you have Baltimore. They literally blew 3 fucking fourth quarter leads of double digits. Yeah, and they could be a better team. The Bucks, look, Mike Evans dropped the pass wide open down the field, where if he catches that, all of a sudden it changes the tide of the game. I don't know. I really don't know what to think. You know, it's a tough game because we have to pick it. That's the only reason why we're picking. But I'll tell you, I would. It's tough for me to believe that Tampa's going to lose 3 straight, and especially another one at home. So I don't know. I would kind of give the edge to the home team, but I am not that confident.
All right, Ravens it is. Next game, Jaguars. They're at home. Again, they're minus 2.5 against the Broncos, but it looks like Russell Wilson is going to play. It looks like he's going to lean in that direction, like he's going to play.
Well, I thought he was ruled out.
I know that. I didn't see it. I knew he was ruled out last week, obviously, but I'm going to take.
No, he's questionable this week. I'm sorry.
I'm going to take the Broncos, man. Broncos got that defense. They play tight games. Can the
Jules,
Jaguars
5 seconds left. Jules, are you going with Jaguars?
Yeah, because it's a 9:30 kickoff. So isn't this game in fucking London or something?
Yeah, it is.
Over in the UK? That's like Jacksonville's home over there, bro.
Oh
Yo,
my
they do
God.
fucking good over there, right? Like, yo, they were like, they go over there every year. They wanted to put Jacksonville out there in fucking in the United Kingdom, bro.
They should.
Like, no, man. I like listen, especially if there's no Russ Wilson. These are both 2-5 teams going at it. It's 9:30 in the morning here on the East Coast for this fucking game. Nah, dude, I'm all over Jacksonville, man. They look decent. They just traded James Robinson with full confidence to the New York Jets.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I don't think that's a rebuild fucking move. That's a move that they're set with their offense the way they have it set up. Yes, you know what I really like to bet? I'd like to bet the under in that game. That would 100% be my actual bet. Well, I think it's at like 45.5 currently on MGM.
Oh,
That
Caesars
would
has it at
fucking bet if
39.
you're really betting that game.
Yeah, 39.
Caesars has
makes
it at
more
39.
sense. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Oh, I'm sorry, 39, right. It opened at 45.5. I guess because of the Russell Wilson talk, it dropped down to 39. I mean,
I bet he
dude,
plays.
that's an under all day. I can see that game being fucking a 12-10 final.
Well, John got to pick it, so it's up to John.
I actually have to go Jacksonville here, man. I think fucking flying from Colorado
Yeah.
to England, that's got to be like a 10-hour flight, bro.
Oh,
like that's
God.
far.
All right.
That's a legit flight.
All right. Remember that, guys. Jacksonville, it is. All right. Next game.
Override it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. The Lions, they're at home. Dolphins actually favored by 3.5 in Detroit. I'm gonna go with the Lions getting those points, man. There's something about Miami and Detroit. They play each other they usually play each other tight.
I don't even know. I think I just for some reason if Dolphins are what's calling my name right now. So
I hear what you're saying with Detroit, but I don't know what happened to their offense. I mean, Jared Goff has been invisible the last 2 weeks. So why does that change this week? It could. I need St. Brown on my fantasy teams. So, but other than that, no, Miami should go in there. They're the better team, and they should at least win by 3.
All right. Miami, it is. All right, next game. Well, I love this. Patriots, they're coming to New York to play the Jets in Giant Stadium. Patriots are minus 1.5. I'm taking the Jets, man. Jets, dude, they look good, man. They're playing really good ball.
I actually am going to go with the Patriots here.
Oh, I had a feeling you were going to do that. Put me really on the spot.
You know what it is? I think that Bill Belichick just knows the Jets too well. Knows the players, plays them way too often, knows the quarterback would plays him too often, knows the coach played him enough to not have a game plan that's going to go in there and they're going to be able to be successful.
And I got one more X factor. The Jets losing Breece Hall is a huge blow to that offense. That kid was explosive.
Yeah,
he was everything he was out of fucking college.
That's advertised.
And James Robinson coming over on a short, coming over this week. He's not going to be ready to go. I know Michael Carter's got skills, don't get me wrong, but he's not Breece Hall. And you still have what's his name, Elijah Moore, complaining that he wants to get traded. You know what? This is that type of game where Belichick realizes that he knows the division. He don't want to fucking finish in 4th place. You know what I'm saying? This could be a reality check for the Jets. I gotta go New England.
I think the Jets are just gonna be so hyped up for this game that I'm gonna use my fucking override. I'm gonna take the Jets, baby. Yeah. Maybe I'll go to the game with Fireman Ed. All right.
So that's gotta be your best bet too now.
That is my best bet as well. Since I use the override, that's my best bet.
Holy shit. All right.
Well, I'm gonna bet the Jets hard this week if they're getting fucking points. All right, next game. Falcons, they're at home. They're minus 4.5 against the Panthers, who just beat the shit out of Tom Brady. Falcons lost a good game to fucking the Bengals. They got kind of blown out towards the end. God, fuck the Falcons. Every year I bet them, they just fuck me somehow. So I'm gonna take the Panthers just because out of spite.
I just can't do it. I think the Panthers played over their heads. I think they just had Brady on the ropes. Like I said, Evans dropping a huge touchdown, easy touchdown pass. They were just off for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. Listen, Atlanta's playing a lot better than people are giving them credit for. They really are. I understand, Cincinnati kind of opened up on them a little bit in the end. But, that Atlanta team, Mariota, they got something brewing there. I think they could beat Carolina, man. There's a reason why they're 4.5 point favorite at home. Or whatever it is. Yeah, 4.5, right?
Yeah, so it's up to John.
Divisional games, man. I don't know. You going with the Falcons here?
Jules is. I'm
Jules-
going with the
I
Panthers.
went with them. Yeah.
Oh boy. I think just because of the divisional game factor, I think it'll be close. I feel like the Falcons are the better team and they'll win the game, but are they going to win by basically a full touchdown? I don't know.
So Panthers
I
it
got to go
is.
Carolina here.
Oh,
Panthers it is. All right,
Wow.
next game. Ooh, I love this game too. Vikings, they're at home after a bye week. They're -3.5 against Arizona, who got D-Hop back. So you're going to see the clash of D-Hop and Justin Jefferson. I'm taking the Cardinals with the points.
As am I.
yeah.
Jules?
I got half nervous for a second, but then as soon as you went D-Hop, I'm like, yeah, all right.
So that's
bro,
our
fucking Minnesota never covers. You're gonna give me that? It's
Oh,
3.5, right?
yeah,
Even
3.5.
if they win, and they ain't winning by more than a fucking field goal, you're gonna win on that half. It's gonna break your fucking head. Like, oh my god. But yeah, no.
That's
Like,
our
I'm betting that game.
that's our group money ball pick, right? Right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, that's definitely our money ball pick. Yep.
Let's
All
go, Kyler.
Let's go, Kyle. Yeah. All right, next game. Ooh, Saints are at home against the Raiders. Raiders are -2 against the Saints. In Saints, I don't like the Raiders when they got to go play in fucking in there in Louisiana. I don't know.
They're not a good enough team to go into a hostile environment like the Mercedes Dome. I got to go Saints here.
I mean, Jameis Winston's
Yeah, I
back,
like the
right?
That's
Jameis
what the
Winston's
Saints-
back. I think there's rumors and talks that Mike Thomas might be back. If Mike Thomas is playing, Kamara's playing, and Winston's playing, then yeah, you gotta send it home on the Saints. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, Raiders.
And the
look
Saints are getting points at home, like
yeah, you got
that's
to
a send home game. But again, if you are betting, wait till Sunday and make sure you check the box with Winston, Thomas, and fucking
see who's playing.
Kamara.
Absolutely. All right, next game. God, I hate to fucking bet them, but the Cowboys are at home. They're -9.5 against the Bears. I'm taking the fucking Cowboys, man. They're just too goddamn good. How's that defense gonna fucking stop? You know, they're just gonna kill fucking
Listen,
Fields and
you know what?
Mooney.
The NFC East is definitely benefiting in weaker schedule play this season for whatever it is. So we are going to look a little bit more dominant, and I think that dominance continues. The Cowboys with Dak at home are a better team than the Bears. That's
Way
just the
better.
fucking end of it, dude. Like
Yeah.
enough said, you know.
Yeah, it's way better.
You think that? So Caesars, I'm looking at has 10. Would you say that you have over there, Mike?
9.5.
9.5.
I don't know. I don't see them winning by that much.
I want to
gotta go
take.
Bears here.
I want to take the Bears so bad just because I hate the Cowboys.
You
But I mean, if I'm
gotta
betting,
give Dallas
take it.
credit on
Huge amount of
defense,
points,
dude.
though.
You got to give the defense credit. And you know, Darnell Mooney hasn't impressed anyone. They could shut down that run game. I mean, Justin Fields just doesn't look like that guy. You really think they're
Yeah,
going
you
to keep it closer than the fucking Giants did? Come on, guys. Like think about what you're
Different
saying.
time-
They
different
beat
part
the
of the
shit out of the
season.
Bears. Like, come on.
I'll give
It's like they're playing the Bears.
Jules. I'll give you a tease right now. Bring the Cowboys down. 3-game tease. Bring the Cowboys down to like a pick. The Cardinals getting like 13.5. And then you'll know the third one when we get down to there later. All right. Next
I think I know
game.
which one you're going with, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not going with this next game. But the Eagles, they're at home. They're -10.5 against Steelers. The Eagles aren't blowing this team out. I know the Steelers haven't looked that great, but you know what? That defense is still there. It's still fucking that they're kind of in the same fucking like what state or whatever the fuck they are, Philly and
Yeah, same state.
Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying, right? I was right. I was geographically right on that thing. So
Yeah, Philadelphia and Pittsburgh happen to be in the same state of Pennsylvania.
that's what I'm talking about. So it's like a rivalry game, man. I'm taking the Steelers with the points.
Listen, I
there's
understand
a
the Eagles
nickname
are
they call this
flying
game.
high and they're coming off of a bye. I just think that Tomlin's going to be able to keep it close. I'm kind of with you on that. And you're getting that 10.5. Like, you really think they're going to win by more than fucking 10 points? I don't know, man. I could go with the Eagles, go against the Eagles here, brother. It's weird because I know they're both 2-win teams between the Bears and the Steelers, and they both have to go on the road. And I know I just sold it out on the Bears versus the Steelers. But this is where Mike Tomlin's kind of getting called out because he's never had a losing season. And if he's gonna fucking have that broken, he's got to keep this game close. He just has to. Like,
Yeah.
I can see this game being close.
I don't know that the Steelers can win the game.
Right.
They'll
But I
keep
don't
it
think they're going to
close.
lose by that much.
Yeah, I
So
think
I
they
got to go Steelers here.
They
And
kind of already
fuck
got
the
blown
Eagles,
out.
bro.
Yeah, you're right. Fuck the Eagles is right. All right, next game, Titans. They're away. Titans have been playing some ball, man. They're playing the Texans in Texas. Titans are -2. I'm all day on the Titans.
I'm all day on the Titans without even a question.
Yeah, I mean, look, I understand it's a division game, and I know Houston plays them tough, but the Titans need to fucking take over the AFC fucking South, and that's that.
Yeah.
And you know, boys, I want to slam that shit home, dude.
Me too, man.
You know what I mean? So wait, maybe on a parlay we take Tennessee and fucking Arizona, right? You know what I'm saying? It's just fucking parlay that bitch up.
I kind of like that. And the Steelers getting the points. That could be a nice fucking parlay.
That's a nice little money parlay. And you could best bet me on Tennessee, by the way.
All right,
that's my best bet.
That's your best bet, Tennessee. Okay. All right, next game. 49ers, they're going to the Rams. I think 49ers just always kill the Rams for some reason. 49ers are -1.5 against the Rams. They're banged up offensive line, and Stafford looking like shit. I'm taking the 49ers, man.
I am too.
Oh, it's such a bad game, but the Rams are, oh God, I can't believe I'm going to do this. Am I really feeling it like this? Oh God, they got Christian McCaffrey. I get it. Is that really the difference maker for them? I don't know.
They're playing like the best team in the West right now, except for Seattle.
They lost to Kansas City pretty easily at home. Now they're going to the Rams, who are coming off of a bye. I think the Rams. God, I don't know if
they have the Rams.
I can't money ball it. So I don't know if I can override it because my money ball is Tennessee. I love Tennessee this week.
They have the Rams by the balls. Like they own the Rams.
They never had owns the championship game. They broke the kryptonite.
I know, but that
mystique might be
still beat them. They still beat them a couple weeks ago. 49ers there.
And you're really going to tell me that if somehow Seattle beats the Giants, that they're going to be the dominant fucking team in the NFC West? It ain't going to happen, dude. Like, the Rams are 3-3 right now, man.
They're going to be 3-4.
Oh, God.
All right, so 49ers it is. Jules is upset. All right, next game. Colts are at home. They're -2.5 against the Commanders. Yo, fuck this game. I ain't even watching this game is gross. The Colts are going to go with Edinger now as their quarterback. They bench Matt Ryan.
Did they really? That's official, right?
That's official. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't fucking know. I don't know who to take. They both.
I can't go Commanders. I have to go with Colts. It's just against my spirit.
So I'll go second, Mike, and you could be the tiebreaker here because obviously I already showed my cards of what I'm going to do. Like, if you're telling me Matt Ryan's not starting, Washington's been playing average football again, and they play better with Heineken than they do with Wentz. Fucking plain and simple, they're better. And that kid Brian Robinson's back. Like, if that's the case with the Colts are in a disarray. And this is a game where they go in and they might beat them, man. I'll take the 3 fucking points.
It's 2.5.
Oh, whatever. Give me the 2.5.
Really?
I'll buy it up a half.
You know what? Anytime I see this like backup quarterbacks go in there and play, like this kid in Carolina, he goes and beats Tampa. And every time that happens, it seems like they don't have like any game plan on him, and he just does something to help the team out. If he makes a nice play in this game at home in the Colts, the stadium's going to go nuts. If he has a nice drive, then the defense will get hyped up. I'm going to go with the Colts, man. I'm feeling this kid. I'm feeling him, man. Because Matt Ryan, dude, every game I watch him play, he looked like a statue, like he was getting caught in quicksand. He looked fucking pretty bad. So, all right, Colts it is. All right, next game. Seattle's at home. They're 12th man. They're -3 against the New York Football Giants. We're underdogs again. You know who we're picking.
I mean, we're
never a debate.
We're riding in until they fucking don't cover.
Got to keep letting it ride. John, is that your best bet?
Which one?
The Giants?
Yeah, of course.
All right. That's his all right, the Moneyball picks are done. All right, 2 more games left. All right, Jules, this is the game I was talking about.
I figured this was.
Bills, they're at home. They're -10.5 against the Packers.
Bro, Packers lose 4 straight, huh?
You know what?
Down goes Rodgers.
I think they're gonna lose. All right, hear me out. I think the Packers are definitely gonna lose, but it's a Sunday night game, national TV game. I don't think the Packers go out and get embarrassed. I just don't see it. I think Rodgers has a good game. Allen has a good game. It goes back and forth. I could see it being kind of a tight game, man. I'm gonna ride with the Packers getting those points.
What'd you say the spread was at?
10.5. But I think that's why I want to tease the Bills to make it just a pick. I think they're going to win by like a touchdown. But I think
So
they
currently, according to Caesars right now, it's at 11.5.
I have it 11.5 too.
Yeah,
lot of
that's
people
what
are
it's
taking-
currently at.
See, I don't
So,
like
like-
that. I don't. It's the same thing happened with New England. The fucking spread went up. Everybody's like, "Oh, this other team sucks," and then look what happens when it's a fucking nationally televised game. It's usually a close game. It's not usually a blowout. I'm telling you.
Well, so you mean to tell me if they win by, I don't know, a score
7,
of fucking
8. Because I think they're going to be winning by like Buffalo going to be winning by like 13, 14 points late, and then Rodgers has his fluke touchdown at the end to just the backdoor cover. That's what I think that's going to happen.
If the Packers don't keep this game close, you really might see Aaron Rodgers retire mid game.
Imagine.
I'm going
I mean,
Packers here, so I think that's
God, dude, this is
Yeah, but I do like Buffalo and the tees just to win, tease them down.
man, but what makes you think that fucking they like, you realize Aaron Rodgers said that if they should lose, he's gonna have to start cracking the whip. Like, this is what he said.
He said that?
Yeah,
Bro, he
dude.
is
Like,
imploding right
he's
now.
like, I don't know where he's at. You know what I'm saying? Like, is
No,
Alan
where's
Lazard
his
healthy? Is Alan Lazard healthy? You know, like, dude, where do they
That's
have the
tough.
firepower to keep
Jules, are you
up
money
with
balling this
team?
pick?
What's that?
Are you gonna override with this pick?
I'm very close, man. Like, it's hard for me to think that. Look, you have to keep in mind this, right? They fucking fine. It was a 24-20 win.
But you love
over
Buffalo.
the Chiefs. It was a 3-point win with the Ravens. I get it, and they haven't blown anybody out since the first 2 weeks. So in that sense, and they're coming off of a bye. Yeah, all right. I guess Green Bay keeps you close.
Right? Yeah, do the pack. They still run the ball. They run the ball well. Remember,
They win by
Buffalo's
7.
defense. Buffalo's D still a little bagged up in the secondary, right? Am I right?
Yeah. Why
You know,
they
so
might be,
I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be close. So, all right, Packers, it is. All right, last game, the Monday night game. I love this game. Bengals, they're away. They're playing Cleveland, but the Bengals are -3.5. I'm riding with the Bengals, man. They're back.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like the Bengals. That's
Me
my
too.
pick.
Bengals, it is. All right. So,
That's
Jules,
it.
Jules, wrap it up, man. Happy
Picks
Halloween,
are in.
people.
Hopefully, it's going to come back. We got a tough game again, win this fucking road game. But look, things are looking good. We go right on our bye right after that. Hopefully, we get a couple of guys healthy. If not, we get Houston at home coming out of the bye. Okay. And by then, hopefully, we're healthy and we got 2 wins under our belts and we're looking fucking crazy high. But even if we don't, and we somehow trip up in Seattle this week, we'll still be fucking 6-2 going to a bye. And
Not
I know
bad.
anybody out there that fucking 2.5 months ago would have been told that the Giants would be 6-1 going into week 8. You would fucking be jumping for joy, even if they were 6-2. So
Love it.
it's going to be a good game. It's going to be later in the day. You know, you could go do shit in the morning on Sunday. You could go get your drink on like Mike will.
Trick or
And be
treat.
ready for a fucking good football game on Sunday. Because it's going to be another tight one. And hopefully, and when we're done, hopefully we come out ahead and they're saying, oh my God, the Giants somehow won again. All right. That's what I like to hear when it comes out on Sunday. But until then, be safe. Drink a lot on Sunday. Get fucking rowdy and crazy for the game. Go to your favorite local bar and eat some wings. And fucking let's play some football, baby. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace. Happy Halloween. Go Giants.